Hello and welcome to our next playthrough on Rocket Rabbit Commentaries, Shadow of Mordor.
Land of Mordor, where the shadows lie.
So, a quick thing that I have to mention while the intro is playing. The first couple of parts here are going to have audio that is horribly missing. And this is due to a gameplay recording quirk that happened while I was actually recording, where the actual audio track, one of the audio tracks was just shut off during the recording. I fixed this for the rest of the playthrough, but it was an annoying thing to work around.
We do our best to emulate J.R.R. Tolkien's legend. God, I miss the Lord of the Rings universe.
I personally don't, but I do enjoy this game quite a bit. Now, what do you know about Shadow of Mordor, Cloud?
I know that you are you're not on a ring quest. This is not the Lord of the Rings per se. It is the same universe, but your quest is you're trying to defeat the orc army.
Yes and no. It's very close. The best way that I can describe Shadow of War is Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings, if and only if the plot line of the gameplay of Assassin's Creed was important.
A perfect swing for killing chicken. Wouldn't want to hurt you.
Oh, look. This reminds me very much of Smeagol and What's-His-Face. They are going to kill each other now.
Actually, no. Mostly because, this is a father and son sparring. As tutorials! There is supposed to be audio here, but yeah.
If you want to best your father.
Hard enough?
Oh, it's hard, all right.
Parry, son. Don't forget to block.
You should not forget to hit.
Stay alert, dear Hire. Your enemy will not always be as he appears.
Yeah.
Seriously, I'm missing like 1.5 full audio tracks there.
Sword clinking.
I'll have your gun.
That's not what my boy said to me.
Indeed, I absolutely adore the story in this game. Although I personally think that our lead gets the shaft. Although he kind of chooses himself to get the shaft at the end.
For ground execute. Oh yes. Yes. Over the top enemy executions.
I really wish that my audio hadn't screwed up. I considered re-recording it, but I already had like almost an hour worth of footage. So
why would you stop playing this beautiful music?
Throw. For the record, I think you can actually die during this sequence. Not that I've actually tested it, because you'll notice that a majority of our HUD is missing at the moment. And yes, we have a HUD.
Which means we can die, but we can't see how much health we have to have cause of that death.
Right.
Aww. I wanted to see him run his sword through the orc. Uruks?
Yes, Uruks.
You
know, the orc. It's pretty much Orcs Plus. By the way, our lead's name is Talion. It's not been said yet, so I should mention it. But yes, Talion is Well, during the rest of this part, we will have that story spelled out for us. So I kind of want to just shut up and actually have our viewers, experience this because it is rather important. But at the same point, we kind of have to talk over it because of reasons.
Because the genre demands it. Oh my god! All right, like I get the time jumps. Like he's mulling over a lot of memories during this very what do you call it? Flashbacky trek on a fortress.
I call it gorgeous, personally.
Are you gonna stab her with flowers?
We're not going to stab our wife with flowers.
Because it totally looks like you're about to stab your wife with flowers.
The love I have for you.
Gonna plunge those tulips right into the small of her back, and she'll fall over and die.
May you cross another golden age.
Come on, you can do it. Kiss your wife. Press left on your mouse.
Their wisdom on you bestowing.
I actually really like how beautiful the Elvish poetry is that we get in this game. However, it's we get very little of it, and it's mostly there to remind Talion and the players that there's a world outside of what we're doing, which is a very ghastly business. That.
So, how many people who played Shadow of Mordor do you think actually watched the Lord of the Rings movies?
All of them.
All of them.
Yes, all of them.
Yeah.
Shadow of Mordor was advertised and very much sold on the Lord of the Rings name as opposed to its subtitle. Shadow of Mordor is a subtitle, The primary title is The Battle for Middle-earth.
I should have left when we had the chance.
Don't move.
Uh-oh, it sounds as though Cloud's mic has been DC'd.
No, I'm still here.
Okay.
Is my only advantage.
Assassinate! So have you ever played any of the Batman Arkham games, perhaps? Because a lot of the stuff from the Batman Arkham games is in this game as well.
Batman is not a murderer.
Sure he's not. Tell that to the Bat Tank. Ow! That's my leg! Ow! That's my spine!
This kind of a cliche. We're on a quest to... Oh wait, or do we already know that our wife is dead?
Yeah, we saw her corpse already.
Okay, so this is
we get more flashback.
This is necessary exposition.
Yes, this is necessary exposition for the player. Yeah, that's an oddly human-looking Uruk. Now, I don't know if he's speaking Elvish or Orcish. I assume he's speaking Dark Elvish, but...
We'll be together, my love. Soon. Forever.
Oh, that's 2 family members in one day.
Come back to me, Elf Lord.
Elf Lord? But we're human.
All around I see these worn out places, worn out faces.
Oh, come on. Do we really need the Mad World overture?
Kind of. I could use an overture right now. Well, I mean, technically this is an overture. This is the beginning of the symphony, which is the game, Symphony.
You are banished from death.
Hans Zimmer sting.
Dun dun dun.
Curse binds us together within the walls of Arda.
Not true, but we'll get to that later.
If what you say is true, then how do we break this curse? We find the one who cast it on us. The Black Hand of Sauron.
War chants.
We're going into Mordor.
Hence the title, Shadow of Mordor.
There are shadows.
And that is who we are, as we are
and
officially
Mordor.
the Wraith Ranger, which is not something that will ever be called, but that is our class combination.
Basically,
We are both a Wraith and a Ranger.
we are dead, but we are banished from death.
And we have a hammer!
Familiar.
A very wraithy looking hammer.
And my axe.
What I wish I had been able to do is have the load screen subtitles actually play. Unfortunately, I don't know how to do it, so yeah. I am playing this game on the PC. I personally recommend the PC version, but if you're going to play it on the PC version, I specifically recommend playing it with a controller instead of mouse and keyboard like I did. I play it with mouse and keyboard because I'm an idiot, and that's how I played it the first time, and I actually enjoy playing it with mouse and keyboard. But it is, in fact, a combat-focused action RPG with third-person perspective. So playing it with controller is honestly much more preferred for most people, especially because shortcuts are significantly easier to map to dual button presses as opposed to the awkward places that they tend to be on mouse and keyboard setups.
Right in the face.
That's
Right in
not
the
a face
chest.
shot.
That was a chest shot. You hit him in his armor.
Punch!
Really epic punch. No, be sure to check out your options menu in order to change your master volume, music volume, sound volume.
I am attempting to find the option setting of turn back on my goddamn audio track. It's not there.
Oh right, it's still quiet.
Yeah.
Except
For this
during the
part and
pre-render
the next
cutscenes.
2 parts, I do believe I have this particular issue. I fixed it after that. And here we are introduced to one of our primary abilities, the Wraith Burn. Also, the interrogation.
Tell me your secrets.
He is a fiend. Made of thin air. What more? A slave I had. Swears he fought him.
See, the orcs are clearly bad guys. They believe in slavery.
I sold him for a keg of grog to Gimu the slaver.
And here we are introduced to the Nemesis system, or at least the first half of the Nemesis system. You don't unlock the second half of the Nemesis system until we get into Act 2, and that's a long ways away from now. And it's very sad, honestly. The Nemesis system is a great system, but you need both halves of it unlocked in order to really utilize it.
If one can trust an orc, trust has nothing to do with it. His thoughts cannot lie.
And you would know, Mr. Corrupted Wraith Person.
You have much to learn about this whole wraith business. It is
Indeed.
very lucrative for the knowledgeable.
More tutorials. Alright, so one of the main things that you should notice immediately about Shadow of Mordor, this is very much an open world game, much akin to Ubisoft's Assassin's Creed series, and much akin to Batman Arkham City, specifically Arkham City, not so much Arkham Asylum, because although Arkham Asylum did have an open world, it was very confined.
So do you always have more than one objective?
Yes,
Forged of Mithril.
assuming that you're playing the
They hold
story
memories of the
appropriately.
ancient past. The knowledge within may be fair or ill.
I mean, this I like that they're giving enough time for the game to give exposition.
For the most part, I am going to be showing off a large majority of the content in the game, but not everything. Very specifically because showing off everything takes significantly longer than I was willing to actually put into the game. A 100% run is very rewarding, but about halfway through the game pretty much ends. So, yeah, you don't really need to go and do 100%.